Hello and welcome to part 3 of this fish tank conversion. Unfortunately I was just checking through my videos to see where I left off, but unfortunately the first 5-6 minutes of this video has actually been lost. There wasn't that much on it, it was just putting this bit of hardboard onto the back of the enclosure. What I've done, you can't see on the camera, but I've left a little gap above these two side pieces. I didn't film putting these two side pieces on because there wouldn't have been anything to see, because all it would have been is a view of the backboard with just me in front of the camera, blocking the camera. So we're picking this up here. Okay, so what I've done, hopefully you can see, I've marked out the two centres of these boards. These two centres are where my air vents are going to go. Okay, so I'm going to drill these air vents in. Not going to film because it's going to be extremely loud. I'm pretty sure if you've got headphones in listening to me, I don't think you want to be having that blaring into your ears. So give me, I don't know, it'll be instant for you, but I will go and drill these up now for you. Sorry about the sweat on air. It's very warm in my flat, but I've just been setting this up, turning this tank round, marking out and putting my hole saw into my drill. Hopefully my battery drill will be okay for this. Okay, I was going to use a hole saw that I've already got, but I did think it was going to be a bit too small, and I thought 4 bigger holes would be better. I was going to drill some air vent holes in the front. I still might, using my smaller drill bit, but I will probably drill more air vent holes in the lid as we go, because I do want to put glass panels in the front. If you see my part 2 of the incubator build, you will know that I've got some broken glass from when I was building that, so I'm going to try and use that, and then put some air vents in the lid. So we'll have a quick time jump, and when we come back these holes will be drilled. Okay, so as expected my drill battery needs charging, but it is cutting through these fine. So I've drilled these 2 here. Okay, I do need to tidy up the outside edge and hoover. I don't know if you can see, but this one's been started, probably about halfway through, and then the battery died. So I'm just charging that now, and then we'll be back once it's finished. Okay, so these holes are now drilled. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some strips of wood along the edges. This is for a couple of reasons, just to ensure that I've got no gaps for the reptiles that I'm putting in here to escape, and also to give me something that I can, one second, missed a bit to hoover, to give me something to fix what I'm lining these bits of these sides with. So let's do that now. So I'm going to start with the back piece, because the back piece is the same size width-wise. So I don't know if you can see where no, you can't actually see what I'm doing, but it'll all come apparent in a moment. Okay, you may have noticed that, you may not, can't see, I've put one hole here as well, and also roughly the same place on the other side. Those two holes, they will come apparent of what they're for a little bit later on. Okay, so I've put a bead on the gap at the back, so I'm just going to run a bead along this piece. So it doesn't have to be that neat, because I will be covering this with something else in the near future. Okay, doesn't matter what way it goes on. So what I will also be doing is, if I do turn this round again, I will put some pins in for this bit of wood, just to be sure that it's stuck, but I don't think we're going to need it. Okay, what I do have under, you can just about see that bit of wood, what I do have under these are the two cutouts that are put in here for the cables for the fish tanks. So for your filter, for your lights, for your air stone, for any other items that you need, you may want to put in the fish tank. Okay, so that's that one piece on. Now to run this side. This one, I need to make sure I get the right piece. Because unfortunately, somehow, on this edge, it's a little bit too short. So, what I would recommend is obviously probably what you've been told before. Measure twice, cut once. When I noticed that was a little bit wrong, I then measured 3, 4, maybe 5 times, and then cut once, just to be sure that it's correct. Okay, so yeah, this is the right piece for here. Where did I put them? Okay, can't find it right now. I was looking for a stick just to wipe that excess off, but I'll do that once we've done the other side. For some reason this edge that I'm doing now has more of a gap between the wood and the tank, but it's okay, that's why we're putting this on. don't want that bit of fluff going on there. Okay, there we have it. The edging for the back and the side, two sides all done with the holes for the air vents. So let me just turn the camera around and I will show you in a bit more detail of what we've actually achieved here. Okay, here we go. So we've got the one edge here. I will smooth that silicone out in a minute because I do need that to be a little bit, well, not a little bit neater, a lot neater than that for what I'm putting on. There's that extra hole I was talking about. Okay, and then we come along here. This hole here, this is where the cables came through for when it was a fish tank. So what I might do is fill that in either with a bit of expanding foam or a bit of cut off cork pieces with silicone. I'll decide on that off camera. And then if you come along, that bit I will tidy up as well. Then we've got the second hole. I've wiped off some silicone in that because there was too much coming out of the pipe. And then the other one here with blob of silicone, which I will cut off. There's that other extra hole that I was talking about. So here we go. Just zooming out a little bit. This is where we are at the moment. So we're going to have a time jump now to put in the mesh over these holes. I don't know if it's me, but that doesn't look square. Let me get my level out, one moment. Okay, there it is. It's just appeared. Okay, so I didn't think so. For some reason, it's not fixed on level. Let's check the other side. This side's okay. Okay, let me... Oh, I've got the lid cut. Shall we test it now? You know what? I will come back to continue this video with the lid on and see if it's going to make a big difference. So, see you in a very quick second. Hello, right, as you've hopefully seen, I think I've lost some footage of this build, but what we have here is the third and final part of the fish tank conversion. At the moment, the reptiles that are going in here are not in here, because what I want to do is I actually want to show what I've done and how I've achieved this finished look before we put the reptiles in here. So what we've got is obviously we've got the MDF roof and sides. So we've got, I'll show you a little bit closer up in a moment. We've got 6 vent holes in the top, 2 vent holes in either side. Okay, also we have this removable front panel, which is a tight fit. I've had a camera inside and it doesn't look like there's any holes, so they're fully for escaping. So that removes, just put that on the side for entrance. I will take the camera onto the inside and show you how this has been achieved, hopefully to be escape proof. So what we have at the back, there's a bit of hardboard on the back, and then we've got this cocoa fibre matting glued with the Stixel silicone and stapled as well into some 1x2 battens here. This has all been glued onto the glass of the fish tank. We've got this side with the done exactly the same way, and also on this front panel we've got the same going on there, and also on this front panel we've got it because also on this front panel in this extreme corner I did actually cut the wood a little bit too small, but that has been filled with some silicone no more nails, so that's actually solid in there, and there's no fingers crossed, there's no way of escape. What we also have here is the wire for the thermostat for the heater is just behind here, so that runs up the wall, across and all the way up to the outside. And then we've got the, obviously we've got the heat light, and then we've got these new on the market T5 light fixings. And then also down below, if you've watched from part 1, we've got these bricks that do provide some hide holes. That goes probably about 80% of the way across, but only one so it goes up in steps, so 1 layer, 2 layers and 3 layers. Under here we've got the branch with the plants on top, and then below we've got a cork tube here for them to hide. We've got a branch that goes up which allows climbing, and then we've got a large cork tube and then a smaller cork tube at the back. So what we'll do now, also here we've got a large water bowl, because it is going to be 3 of these reptiles in here. So what we'll do is I'll just pause it, I'll go and get them, and then we can add them in. So back in a short moment. Okay, so I've brought those in. Can't actually see them at the moment, they're just under the camera just here. I've filled the water bowl up, so what I might do now is actually flip the camera around just so to make sure that I can get them in view for you, and then we'll add these reptiles and show you which ones they are, add them to the enclosure. Okay, so obviously it's all going to be the same species that's going in here. These 3 that I'm adding now are all females, but I do have a male. So we have checkered garter snakes. This is a female. I bought her probably about 18 months ago, and she was probably only a couple of inches long, and it wasn't even big enough to eat mice when I got them, but she's now on mice, so we'll put her in here. So we'll just put her down there. Okay, so that's one in. And when I bought that one, I did buy this next one, which is an albino. Albino checker garter snake, if I can grab her. So that's this one. Bought this one and the one we just put in at the same time, knowing they were both females. So I was looking for a male, and I brought what I thought was a male, which I'll show you next. So we'll put this one in. Okay, so that's the two of them in, and then bought a third from a pet shop that I go to regularly, thinking it was a male. This one does get a little bit more feisty than the others, and she is a little bit bigger, but she did actually drop her tail not long after I bought her. So I'm not going to hold her too long, because she has actually got, just felt a bit of the food still left in her. So I'm going to put her straight in. These three have lived together before, but the enclosure was a little bit on the smaller side for them, so they were fighting a little bit. But because this enclosure is larger, hopefully there won't be any fighting from them. Okay, so I can see all three. So what I'll do is I'll reverse the camera again and then have a look at them, all three of them as they are. Okay, so we have one just about here moving, just slightly moved. The albino one is just under there in a little crevice in the rocks. That's a natural crevice that I've been able to sort out, and then the larger female is just here having a look over the water bowl. Okay, so you've got the first female just moving now, just to see if I can get her overhead. There we go, just there. So she's now found the other female, and got first one, third one having a drink. This water bowl is fairly large, so these will soak in this bowl every now and again. Okay, that's a good thing they found the water. These do drink quite a fair amount of water. So yeah, I don't know why this one's gone head first right to the bottom. Maybe wanted to go for a swim. So we'll leave that there. Okay, and we will leave that there, let them settle in. I'll get the front back on, and we'll see you all again very soon on the next video. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. Get this channel growing. And I know I said in my last video that I was going to post every week, but due to unforeseen circumstances, namely my health issues, I haven't been able to. But I am hoping to now, at least twice every 2 weeks, I'll be aiming for. I do have a couple of review videos in the plan that I've been asked by my local pet shop to have a look, see if I can do. So that will be coming up. And also another build. So I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now.